Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. Before I get into this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe because of course that does help push my content out there. I feel like my videos were kind of doing really good as far as like views and likes and stuff like that, but somehow they started going down. So please make sure that you like and subscribe. And you can leave a comment, you can leave anything that you want to, but just please show support. Don't be a weird ghost follower or ghost subscriber or anything. And also I do have my social links down below, so you're more than welcome to follow those. I'm gonna just wait for this. Gotta get used to this. Not bad. So because it is Black History Month, it's the month of February. I don't celebrate holidays and I definitely don't celebrate Black History Month, but as a proud African American woman, I always am happy to show appreciation to my culture, to my race, you know, to just everything that we as African Americans or Blacks have to go through every day. And I know that everyone has to go through stuff every day. It's not just about race, but I feel like as African Americans and you know, we've gone through a lot. And even in some of my story times, just being in West Virginia and Hagerstown and stuff, this is very new to me living out here, besides being from Baltimore, because I'm a city girl. So coming out here and deal with the discrimination and stuff like that is very new to me. So I don't want you guys to ever think if I'm telling these stories and everything that I'm just dragging it, because these are situations that I'm going through, unfortunately, that I have to deal with. And like I said, it's really just about who you know, who you dealing with, who you messing with, and how you look. And unfortunately, I'm just not that kind of girl. I don't be mixing with a lot of people. So, you know, when you are low key and you just mind your business and you're a pretty African American girl, you know, things don't always tend to work out in your favor. But that is okay, because I'm not trying to kiss nobody's tail. I'm not trying to appease anybody. I'm just being me. But anyway, the reason why I have my little afro is because I was originally going to style it, probably put it like in a ponytail or something, but I was like, you know what? No, I said I'm always styling my hair and doing stuff, and it is the month of February, so I want to wear my natural hair out and start learning how to be more comfortable wearing it out. And it looks really, really nice. I don't really have any makeup on. I just have some blue liner on. This is really cute. I did a little lip liner. Lip gloss is kind of gone. I did my brows, and that's about it. So yeah, just trying to just be in my natural state as much as possible. Of course, I post natural pics without makeup and stuff like, and without the filters and everything. But this is just, you know, me just trying to represent as a, you know, a pro African American female. So yeah, but with all that out the way, of course, there's going to be another story time. I feel like this later on this week, I probably will be posting another video, and it probably will be another haul, like a shopping haul, or it will be maybe a get ready with me kind of video. I haven't really decided yet, but I feel like this week or whatever, I'm going to post an extra, just a little video. It won't be super long or whatever, but I just don't want to be just posting story times all the time, because that's not just what my channel is about. But now let's get into this video. So this story time is actually going to be a part 2 to the origin of the toxic coworker friend group gone wrong. So you just lip gloss real quick. Yep. So I know that I had mentioned in the first part of this story time for about how I met the people at my old job that I used to work at. I'm not going to be doing a recap. If you want a recap, you can just watch the original video. Of course, it is posted, so you can see that. And, you know, if you're going to watch this video, I know some people don't like to go back to from the beginning, but if you want a better understanding, I definitely recommend going back and watching the original video, because that's kind of the origin how all this started. Because it only goes downhill from here. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, let's just get into this video. So once again, for the third time. So by this time, I'm already acquainted with all of the people in this friend group that I read at my job, working at Macy's. So as I broke it down on the last story, it is Bo. He's like a Dominican boy. He was much older than us. He's like close to his 40s, so he was probably the oldest out of all of us. Then you have Akatsuki. He had more of like a, I don't know, he had like a different kind of style that was like, I like most, you know, it's cool, whatever. Most dudes just dress the same, but you know, he got his own kind of drip to him, which is cool. He's the African-American boy. He's much younger. Probably, some people say 18 is the legal limit, but he was probably like around 19 at this time. So he's the youngest. Then you have B. He is a light-skinned Hispanic Salvadorian dude. He's probably like the second youngest. Of course, he's probably like around 20, 21 at this time or whatever. Then you have Messi, the one that I fell out with, the one that I did the original story time about before the toxic coworker origin group thing. She is in her early 30s, so she was like the second oldest. Then you have Jordan, who's my husband now. At the time, he was like 22, 23, so he was like the third youngest. And then it's me, and I think I was like 26, 27 at the time. So yeah, so all those people, we all hanging out now. We started to get close. I think the first time that we started hanging out, we decided to, I mean, we did start hanging out on breaks and stuff like that. Like I said, I was really shy, so I'm that type of person, like if we, you know, people can switch up and stuff like that, so I don't be knowing, and I'm shy and scared, so I don't know how people are gonna be. They probably want to hang out with you one minute, then the next minute they see somebody else, and then it's like they forget or whatever. I don't know. So I would just always be, I would have my car door cracked open. I would sit in my car, and it would always just be like, where's Courtney at? Like, where she's at? And I was like, oh my God, like, let me get out. So, you know, as time went on, I, you know, got to know them. I started hanging out with them more on break. Like pretty much every break we hung out together. Sometimes it would be every other break. Sometimes it would be every break. And, you know, they smoke tree or whatever, so they do their thing. They be listening to music and stuff, and I just be chilling on my phone or whatever, because I don't, you know, at this point in my life, I don't smoke anymore. It had to been about like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years that I did not been smoking anything. So I was just like, now I'm good. But yeah, I just, from the first encounter, like we started hanging out, I realized that Akatsuki and Messi were the most talkative people. They seem to like, you know, which I like. I like people, because I'm shy, you know, for some reason, being a quiet person, people who are more outgoing and loud, they gravitate towards me, and I don't know why. I know they say opposites attract, or maybe it's because they sense something about me, like she chill or whatever, because I am. But as far as like Bo, Jordan, and B, it took them a little bit to kind of, which is weird, because it's like, B, me and you have already had conversations and stuff, so why are you being a weirdo? Like, stop. But Bo and Jordan, they did not, like, they was just like, they was just still being quiet. Jordan did not speak at all. Like, literally, it's really, even to this day, me and Jordan still say it's a big surprise how me and him got together, because he didn't talk to me. It was almost like he didn't acknowledge me. And if we did talk, it was because I initiated the conversation. Like, I had to really press him. Like, that's crazy. But, you know, he wasn't really talking much. I just thought he was like that with everybody. But I also would think, like, how did he get with all these people if he don't even say nothing? Like, he just had this emotion, like, Like, that's how he just looked all the time. It kind of, it wasn't like, it was, I guess it was a little intimidating, because I was like, this dude is, wow, okay. And Bo, it was like he would always, like I said, we've always had, I don't want to say interactions, but we always have seen each other in passing where we would look at each other, but he would never say anything to me. And come to find out, he thought I was mean or whatever, but I was like, shut up, what? But fast forward, we decided to, one day, I believe it was a Sunday, and I had my meeting this day, and I was like, ugh. So, we decided to meet at the park after work, and we decided to have some drinks or whatever. I thought it was pretty wild, especially for a Sunday morning. But you know, I ain't never gonna turn down no drink. And we ain't working, we ain't got nothing to do. So our schedule is over. We off the clock. We good. So we decided to be at this park in Martinsburg. It's a real known like kids park. A lot of kids, a lot of parents go there. A lot of people go to walk their dogs and stuff like that. But early in the morning, pretty much like early, like 5, 6, 7 in the morning, nobody's really there at this time unless they like walking their dogs or just going for a little early morning jog. But a lot of people, nobody was really there at all. Nobody was there. Ain't nobody really was. Nobody was there. And you know, we just decided to have some drinks. I remember once we got off, me and Messi, we decided to ride together because at the time she didn't have a car. So I was like, you know, you can ride with me, we can meet them. I think Jordan was going with B, and I think Bo had his own ride or something. No, Bo didn't have a car this time. I think he had gotten to a wreck from what he had told me later on. So I think he was driving with Akoski. So I guess they met up. Then Jordan and B, they did their own thing and met up. And then me and Messi, we pulled up on our own after, you know, we got the drinks and stuff, because it was our job to get the liquor, get cups that we needed or whatever, get chasers and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah. So, you know, we go get the liquor. We decide to get like some little vodka, like some Ciroc or something. I'm not really a big fan of the vodka or the light. My experience with drinking liquor is that the light liquor, it just always makes me, it just like, it goes down, but then it come right back up. Like back when I was like a beginner when it came to drinking, I could like take it straight. I could take it to the head. I could take anything. But as time went on, I was like, my body was just, it's like it was, you know how your body just rejects certain stuff when you get to a certain age, like food and stuff like that. That's how it is with me when it comes to light liquor. I don't vibe with it until this day. Only the brown, okay? Except for Crown. I don't like Crown at all. I can't do it. That nasty aftertaste. I don't like the flavor Crown. To each his own. If you like it, cool. I don't like it. But yeah, the light, and if I do have dark liquor, it can't be Crown. It can be anything. Brandy, Hennessy, just anything. Just Douce, just no Crown. So, you know, we decided to get some vodka or whatever, some Ciroc or something. We got some little plastic cups or whatever that we can all drink out of and everything. And I think somebody had brought some cards or something, like some Uno cards. We were playing Uno. And I was, so, you know, we finally meet up and everything. I think they were already there. I think we got there a little bit late or whatever. No, I think B and Jordan came a little bit later, probably a couple minutes later. But we had got there a little bit after Akoski and Bo had came. And so, you know, we just chilling or whatever. We decided to play a little bit Uno. They had some Uno cards, and I was kind of nervous, like, dang, I ain't played Uno in a minute. So they kind of had to guide me a little bit as time went on. So, you know, after a while, B, Jordan, they show up or whatever. We're all playing Uno. We all having fun. We all drinking or whatever, just talking about work and just talking about like regular stuff or whatever, just laughing, like just having a time or whatever. Because, you know, when you have people at your job that are weird, you know, you gonna vibe and you gonna talk about that. Like, okay, like, dang, I'm not tripping or whatever. They're like, yeah, they weird, or yeah, she doing this, she messing with this or whatever. Yeah, like, so we're just talking and we're just getting to know each other, just chilling or whatever. I'm still a little bit nervous or whatever. Um, it's a new group. I'm not sure like what their intentions are with being around me and everything, but I'm getting to know them or whatever, so it's cool. So I like it. So we're having a good time, and after a while, I guess B had to get home, whatever. He was a little tired. He wanted to stay a little bit because everybody kept begging him to stay, but I was like, it's going on like 11, 12. I don't blame you, whatever. Go ahead and go home and get yourself together. So he decided to leave, and Jordan went with him, of course, because that was his ride. So after that, it's just me, Akaski, Bo, and Messi left over. And you know what? I was gonna leave this part out. But I don't really, but it happened, and I don't rock with her, so it is what it is. But they leave. B and Jordan, they leave, and I don't know what happened. It was like we already was joking and having a good time and stuff, but it got even more like turned up after they left. So Akaski's playing his little music or whatever. We all playing our like different kind of music, whatever, just laughing and stuff. Messi, she's getting a little bit more drunk, a little bit more intoxicated, and she's dancing on Bo. She's dancing and like grinding up on Akaski or whatever. She's and I was just like, oh, okay. Well, some people get a little bit lit, and I didn't take it. They wasn't pushing her away or nothing, like, but I could feel they had like uncomfortable faces on them. Like they just had these faces like, I don't want no parts of this. Not like I don't, ew. Like it was just more like something was wrong. Something just did not feel right in that moment, like the way they were acting. And Messi is kissing all on Akaski's neck. She's dancing on him. She got her hand around his neck, and he's just looking like he's just I'm laughing because of their faces. Like it wasn't like they weren't attracted to her or anything. It was just more so like they felt uncomfortable about the situation, and I was like, why are they acting like this? Like, what's going on? We all having a good time, and I get it, but not, you don't just, sometimes you can't just be dancing and grinding and doing all this up on your friends. You gotta just, okay. But after this day, well, no, probably after the second time I hung out with Messi and we were drinking with everybody. But this first day, we all had moments where we get drunk and we, go a little crazy and we go a little overboard with the drinking. But, when you get older, it's like some stuff you learn to, like you learn from your mistakes as time goes on. I don't care if it takes you 20 times. The 21st time, you're going to learn to do better. You probably going to get drunk, but you're not going to get as drunk as you did the 20th or the 20th or the 21st time. You're going to do better. And I'm drinking now. I don't care. Get your drink, as T said. Shout out to Old ST. I love her her YouTube channel. I really love her. Yeah, I love her to death. There we go. And after I'm recording this, I'm gonna stop drinking because I'm about to eat some food and I'm gonna lay down. But anyway, after this, this day, I kind of started to see like, oh, she's, she like to get turned or whatever, because she is very outgoing. But I don't, I don't judge people when it comes to drinking and stuff like that. Most of us get a little wild or whatever when we drink. Others may need to probably slow it down just a little bit more. Excuse me. And it's not even me burping. It's just, I don't know. I guess, some liquor just makes some people just a little bit wild. And some people just, have to learn their limits. But like I said, I don't judge anybody, because I had my wild partying days where I would just, the way that Messi would drink, it's like she blacked out and she turned into a different person. And she wouldn't remember anything. Like, I wouldn't remember anything either. But that was back when I was like 17 to 19. when I was partying a lot and going out and doing stuff and being in the streets, like I drank and blacked out, like literally. Like I drunk one time and I was living with my aunt or whatever. I got so drunk, I think I was going over my sister's house and I was drinking all this Ciroc or all this vodka or whatever. My sister dropped me off. Once I closed the door behind me, I don't remember nothing that happened. All I remember is waking up on my back, having convulsions. I'm throwing up, and my aunt is pulling my head over a bucket, helping me to throw up. Yeah. After that, I promised myself I wasn't going to do that no more at all. I wasn't going to get to that point. So I have my moments, but I will never, ever get to that point again. But anyway, back to the story. It's just like she turned into a completely different person. Like she is almost like she was just, I don't want to say out of her body, but it was just like she was just doing a lot. She's dancing and grinding and kissing on. Oh! Ugh! We're gonna edit that out. She's grinding and kissing on Koski's neck and and then she grinding and dancing on Bo, and I was just like, oh, okay. And what people don't realize is that during this time things were starting to fester as far as like feelings or like feelings of attraction between me and Bo. So me and him kind of were like checking each other out for a while. So when I say like he be looking at me, he was looking at me and I was looking at him. But at the same time, like, you have a girl or a baby mama or something at home, not your wife, but it's somebody, come to find out later on they had an open relationship. But it's like, I don't know. It's just something about those open relationships and stuff like that I just can't get with. I know me and I know I want something serious or whatever. So that's not going to work. But anyway, I could just tell when Messy was just kind of grinding and dancing on Bo, he just kind of looked at me like, she grinding and dancing on him, but he's looking over at me like, and I was like, boy, don't look at me. You got your own thing going on. No, like, because I'm not going to, like, hate or block or nothing like that. It's not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, I don't know this man like that. I'm just really getting to know all of y'all. And at that time, I'm not saying they were, but I don't know what y'all be doing. Y'all could have been running the train on her or something this whole time. Like, I don't know what's going on with y'all. So I'm not blocking. I'm not worried about it. I'm just here to catch a vibe off of like y'all energy and what's going on. So it doesn't matter to me. And she just kept drinking. She kept going back and getting more liquor. And after a while, I was like, oh. And I would go back with her because I was drinking too. But by the time we had went home and, everybody started getting ready to drive and stuff like that, she was like, I feel like everybody was maybe buzzed at the most, but everybody was just like at least coming off of it, because I had lost my keys or whatever. I lost my car keys, and Bo, Akoski, Bessie, everybody, they was all, well, not B and Jordan because they were already gone, but they was all helping me find my keys. We was looking through the grass. We was walking all the way around the playground and everything. I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. But come to find out, they was in Akoski car. I think Akoski had told me to turn up his stereo or do something, maybe something with his keys, and I had my keys in there because I was clutching my keys. I said, don't lose these or whatever, because I don't know why I didn't have a purse. I think I left it in the car. But whole time they was in Akoski's car. I was like, that's crazy. But yeah, they helped me find my keys or whatever, which was in Akoski's car, but we still running around, rummaging through the grass or whatever, looking through and seeing stuff. So they helped me find it. That was sweet. I hope I wasn't getting on their nerves, but whatever. So by this time, it's time for us to go. Of course, Messy didn't have a car at this time. She didn't have a ride. So I agreed to take her home. And plus, she was already, a little bit off the liquor. So definitely, I was like, even if she did have a car or whatever, we can come back and get your car a different time or whatever. No, I'm not going to let you drive home drunk or whatever. No. So, I took her home first, and then after I took her home, I took Bo home because, like I said, at this time he had a car crash and he didn't have a car, so he was getting rides to work. And at first, Akoski agreed to take him home. Because I was like, I said, I don't mind. He said he lived all the way out in Ranson. And I was like, when I looked at it, I was like, that's pretty far or whatever. But I was like, it's fine or whatever. It's not like I got anywhere like to really go right now or whatever. I'm already past my meeting time or whatever, which I was annoyed about. But I was like, I can take you. And the Koski was like, I can take you or whatever. Like, it ain't nothing. And then Bo, you could tell Bo wanted me to drive him home so bad. He wanted to get in the car with me. He was like, no, like, Courtney can take it. I was like, I can take, like, it doesn't matter what and Koski was just like, okay. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Maybe he didn't kind of catch what was kind of going on with me and Bo or whatever. But, long story short, I take Messy home, and she's just like kind of wobbling. She kind of drunk or whatever. And I was just like, okay, just lay down, get yourself together, drink some water, and message me as soon as you can and let me know that you're okay. And she was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm going to do that, whatever. So, she go in the house, boom, boom, boom. All right. She home. And I saw like a pickup truck out there. So I knew one of her family members had to be there. I think she said that she had lived with her grandmother or her granddad. So, I know that she has somebody there at least to look out for her. Or at least she had time to get herself together, throw some water on her face, drink some water, lay down, and get herself together. So as long as she was home and safe or whatever, that's all that mattered to me. So after that, I decided to take Bo home. Once again, he lives all the way out in Ranson. At the time, I still lived in Martinsburg. No. I think I had my apartment at this time. I had got my apartment. I was in Hagerstown. But it's not that far from where we were already at. We already in Martinsburg, West Virginia. So Ranson is really not that far. I feel like if it was from Hagerstown, it probably would have been like an hour or so. But since we were already in Martinsburg, it was only like 45 minutes. And I said, that's not bad. So I took him or whatever. We're driving, we're talking and everything. And it was really chill at first. But then, as time went on or whatever, we started getting closer to his house. I've never seen like the front of his house. I never pulled up because once again, he has, a family or whatever, open relationship from what he tells me and from what everybody else would tell me. But, I just felt like it would be inappropriate anyway, and I didn't mind. So we decided to just have me pull up where the mailboxes were, which I thought is perfectly fine with me, kid. So, we're sitting there, and I would say we were there for about like an hour or so talking and stuff like that. Just talking about everything, about work and stuff like that. Just the kind of the girls he'd be talking to and stuff, which I can say in the beginning, he was honest about. Like, he used to talk to this person. He ended up blocking her because she wouldn't do this or whatever, or he wasn't comfortable with that, blah, blah, blah. He was real about that. He was honest about that. And the other girls, he would just say were just friends and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, most dudes not going to do that. I promise you they won't. Like, they won't be open about it, but like, yeah, I slept with her. We still dealing with each other. You did that. The only thing with Bo was that when he was telling me these things, he forgot to mention that he was still dealing with half of them. And if he wasn't dealing with them, it's because they moved away, or they lost contact, or they probably stopped talking to him, or he probably stopped talking to them or whatever. But for the most part, he was still dealing with a number of these women. So he was just making it seem like, oh, they pressed off me, they all pressed, they probably were, because being with, in that working environment, the girls, I don't agree with the men trying to have women fighting over them and doing all this stuff, but I can honestly say the women play into that. I'm just not that type of person. I'm not going to, once I catch on to something, I'm not about to play into your little game. Like, are you kidding me? Like, stop it. Come on. Like, no. But these girls, even like the prettiest girls, will play into these games and fight over these dudes that are just not worth their time, even if it's just a fling, even if it's a relationship, whether anything. It's just like, it's crazy how women will go against each other just because one thing a dude said. And I get it, you probably known this dude longer, I get it. But even if it is true, the fact that you would let somebody just get you out of your character, or just, I don't know, but maybe that is their character or whatever. But anyway, as time goes on or whatever, me and Bo are starting to talk about, you know, how we feel about each other, like how, you know, we like each other, we're attracted to each other and stuff like that. And you know, he was just telling me, like, you know, the way we look at each other, the way we you know, act around each other and stuff, you know, he kind of grabbed me for a minute, like grabbed me by my neck and stuff, grabbed me by my waist and kind of like attempted to like kiss my neck and everything. And I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, so he really do like me like that. Okay, so all right, okay, bow. So pretty much, it's not even that much of a fast forward, we, you know, had a little peck, we kissed a little bit, we kind of gave each other a hug, because I said, yeah, it ain't gonna go down. I think he wanted to have relations, but it wasn't gonna happen. Like I said, you know, even now I'm at a point mentally and emotionally and physically where I don't want to sleep with anybody before marriage. Me and Jordan are married. I didn't sleep with Jordan until we were married. You know, even though even now I'm still at a point spiritually where I'm not where I want to be, I still want to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to be in a good moral standing within, you know, my beliefs and everything, with my faith, you know. And to each his own. You can live your life, you can do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that Courtney has to do it, okay? Just because you want to jump off a bridge doesn't mean Courtney got to jump off that bridge behind you or with you. It don't work like that. I'm gonna take the little slide down. I'm gonna take that little slip and slide down the down that bridge, okay? We're not doing that. So, you know, we kind of shared like a little peck or whatever, like a little kiss. He kind of hugged me or whatever. He kind of tried to, he did. He kissed me on my neck and everything. And, you know, I liked it. I was, you know, because at that time I hadn't been intimate with anybody. I hadn't kissed anybody. It's been like going on a couple years since my divorce. And this is like the attention that I've been getting from any guy that well, no, it ain't the only attention. But the only kind of physical touch, like kind of attention, you know what I mean. And, you know, it just felt good. You know, when you're in a vulnerable spot in your life, which I don't recommend though. You know, if you're in that place, you know, even though I healed myself and still healing, I don't think anybody will ever fully be healed, whether people will admit it or not. It takes time. And I also feel like even though I avoided and, you know, kind of dodged those dudes, I still had some kind of interaction with those men, even though I never did anything with it. And Bo was one of those guys or whatever. And so he kept, you know, trying to talk me into it, like, I'm trying to hang out with you, I'm trying to come home with you or whatever. And I was like, no, we ain't doing that. You're not. Ain't no dude been to my place or whatever. And the one time Bo did come, he was outside my apartment, literally not outside the door, outside of the apartment complex, okay? But he did not come up them steps. No, Jordan has been the only man to be in my apartment. Jordan has been the only one up them steps. Jordan has been the only man in my bed in my apartment, okay? Because me and Jordan were actually building something and still are continuing to build something. If it's, you know, if it's not going to go anywhere, as much as I like you or I'm attracted to you, I'm not going to take it there if I know it's just going to be like another notch, if I'm just going to be another notch on your belt or just another conquest. Like, I'm not going to take it there. I can't. I'm sorry, you know. And yes, of course, it does make things a little conflicted, but at the same time, I can't compromise my integrity or compromise like my morals, you know, just for like a quick fling when next week you're probably gonna be onto the same thing. Let's keep it real. You know, I hate when guys do that. They say stuff like, oh, I'm trying to build something, I'm trying to really do something, but whole time you got another girl on your roster, you got a bunch of other chicks on your roster probably, and I'm just a quick little notch on your belt to get rid of real quick. And I don't got time for it, you know. Not everybody is trying to get a little quickie. Not everybody is just trying to look for that. Of course, I'm sure that would be nice. If everybody can do that, that would be amazing, I'm sure. But from what I've learned, it don't bring nothing but headaches. It don't. It don't. And although I was attracted to him, I just wasn't at the space in my life where I needed to be getting involved and doing all that stuff. I just wasn't. You know, you gotta be smart. At some point in your life, you gotta start growing up. And I think at this point, I was still learning. I'm still learning, figuring myself out. But I was just getting to the point where I had made so many decisions, bad decisions with men, and I was just getting to the point where I was getting fed up. You know, you go through your first husband or whatever, you go through a divorce, then you're dealing with another dude, he bashed your face in, you trying to run from him, he trying to catch you or whatever, then he catch you again, he trying to convince you to come back to him, you tell him no, then he trying to cuss you out again, trying to fight you again or whatever, trying to run after you, then you try to run and get help from somebody, turns out this man is a junkie, and then you try to get, you know, another dude to help you so you can call the police, the junkie come back and help both y'all at gunpoint, and it was just, it's very draining. So I was just like, even though I don't feel like some of those men will put me in that position like they did, I just got tired of it. You know, when you get tired of certain stuff, even with people, I get tired of it. I don't want to deal with it. All that drama and all that BS and stuff that comes with it. Yeah, I take accountability for kind of being in that situation, but at the same time, how am I supposed to know that people are being weird and stuff like that? No. So I just had to start kind of getting on myself a little bit more. Like, you need to start making better decisions. Do not hop into bed with this man or whatever. Like, no. And as many times as I was tempted and stuff, I couldn't do it. So you could tell on his face, he probably felt some type of way, and he decided to go. So I was like, okay, you know, you got to do what you got to do or whatever. I said, yeah, you know, go home, you go with your kids, your baby mama, whatever, go home and do your thing or whatever. I got to go home. I'm a little buzzed. I need some rest. We've been out pretty much all morning, all afternoon drinking and stuff. I'm tired. It's Sunday and it's time to relax. I got to work for a couple of days. Yeah. So, I think I forgot to mention this. We all had got, no, I think I mentioned it in the other story when we was on break. We all got each other's snaps and everything. I got Jordan snap, I got B snap, I got Akoski snap, I got Bo snap, I got Messy snap. Jordan, he ain't talked to me at all. B didn't really talk, he didn't talk to me at all. Akoski, I talked to him a lot. He would check on me and be like, yeah, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Whatever. Like, what we doing? Like, what's up? Like, what's up? So, you know, but I'm shy or whatever. I'm not used to having friends and talking to people. So it can come off like standoffish or you don't want to talk to nobody or whatever. But it's really, it's the anxiety in being around crazy and weird people, whatever. And how this friend group turned out, you see why I act the way I act, why I act, you know, guarded and in a corner or whatever, because freak people are weird, like, and they turned out to be weird. So that's, you know, that's my point. But Akoski, Messy, and Bo were the only really people out of those 5 that I was really talking to at the time. But I could say before me and Messy got real close, me and Bo were like really, really close. And Akoski. I wouldn't say really, really close, but we talked a lot. So we were still like, me and Bo were still like snapping each other and stuff for a while. And after that, I had kind of felt really bad because I felt like I was in a really uncomfortable spiritual standing. Because even though I didn't do anything, we were both alone. And you know, anything could have happened. Yes, I had that restraint and that discipline now, because back then 18, 19-year-old me would have folded. I'm not gonna lie, like the old me would have folded. But the grown woman, like when I say I'm so proud of the woman that I've become, because old me would have honestly folded. The state that I was in, the abusing the alcohol, the abusing the marijuana and stuff like that, like I really would have been out. Yeah, I would have folded. That's just all it is. And just also being, vulnerable and very insecure at that time, just wanting and needing that attention. Oh yeah, I just definitely would have folded. But like I said, I just knew that it wasn't gonna, it just, either way, it wasn't going to end well. It didn't end well this way, and it wasn't going to end well regardless. So and after that, me, like I said, me and Bo were texting a little bit more on Snap. Excuse me. We will be FaceTiming sometimes. I think we like FaceTime one time on Snap for like 2 hours or whatever. I think it was like an hour. I think it was like 2 hours. We was on there for a while, and I'll be falling asleep and stuff. But we be talking and stuff like that. Like we be texting or whatever every other day or whatever. Like we really were talking a lot. And I feel like the more I started talking to him and stuff like that, the more I started to become, conflicted with my feelings and stuff like that, because, I really like him. He's, I consider him to be cool. But at the same time, I don't want to just be like somebody that you're just trying to bang and then it's on to the next. Like I have feelings, and just like you have feelings, just like every other human has feelings. So I want to be treated with respect, and I want something serious out of this. And I would tell him, you have a family or whatever, it just feels awkward. And, even though whatever your situation is, it might be okay on that side, but it doesn't mean that I have to be okay with it, Like I'm looking for something special. And I feel like when I tell certain guys that or whatever, they look at me sideways, when it's okay if you want to live your life and be single and be open and do this and that. But you can't, at the end of the day, it's like a agree to disagree kind of situation. You can't make me like what? So I feel like we kept bouncing back and forth between that. We just kept having issues. He would pull up at my house a couple times. I think he pulled up one time, and we drunk or whatever. We drunk a little bit, and he was trying to like push up on me, kissing all on me and stuff like that in the car. And I kind of just like, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Which is, I should have known that him even coming there, that was going to go down. So that was really my fault for allowing him to pull up in front of my apartment complex and stuff like that. And he kept trying to come up, and I was just like, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. And I didn't want to make it sound like I was rejecting him or anything. It's just that at the end of the day, you know what your intentions are, and they're not good intentions. My intentions are pure. Like I'm cool, but yours aren't. And at the end of the day, I don't care how much I like you or I'm attracted to you. If something just don't feel right to me, not spitting. If it's something just doesn't feel right to me, it just doesn't feel right. I can't. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to? I can't. It's hard. And it's also weird because at the same time I'm liking him. So I kind of felt like part of it was like he was understanding. No, he wasn't. I felt like he wasn't understanding at all, like where I was coming from. All he was thinking about was his little thingy thing down there. And I felt like talking to him or just being around him and dealing with him, he kind of reminded me of my first husband. I had let my first husband know, like, listen, I don't want to have relations until I'm married. Like, and and probably I should have let him know that in the beginning. That was my mistake. So that's why I try to be upfront and let men know after him, this is what it's going to be. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm looking for something serious. If it's not going to have something that leads to a future for both of us, then we could just cut it right here. And because California has said, no, I'm not going to wait for you. I was so desperate to be with him, and so, desperate to have someone to marry me and be with me, that I compromised my faith and my morals to get into a situation, become intimate with somebody who's not only got a double life on the side, he's cheating and messing around with his baby mama, possibly the other one, but also being disrespectful, manipulating, lying to me, being sneaky, being just a complete narcissist. And I was just like, you know, I just kept having flashbacks, so I just didn't want to make that same mistake again. You know, even as women, even and as men, we all had to do our best to make better decisions and be a better person than we were yesterday, or a week before, or a month before, or a year before, or 5 years before. We want to do the best we can. And just because you want to do better and grow doesn't mean everybody wants to do that with you. And I don't know Bo's situation or if he was trying to really better himself, but I know what I was trying to do. I know that I have been through a lot, and I also expressed that with Bo. And later on, as I would talk to him, have a conversation with him, he wasn't really paying attention. It was just like, he was just like, it's like I was a way better friend to him than he was to me, which is how it usually is when I have guy friends. They usually are just in it for one thing. They want to get there, and then that's it. So, you know, once he started pushing up and stuff like that, and I started rejecting his advances, I started noticing a shift in his attitude and his behavior, and I started getting irritated because it's like we all hanging out and stuff like that. Don't be weird. Don't do that weird stuff like that. Like, what? Like, it would be to a point he would talk to everybody, whatever, and say how what's up and interact with everybody, but he would not interact with me. And I just started getting irritated, like. But then when I would say something or feel some type of way, everybody would try to make it seem like it was my problem, whatever. Like, I don't see, if you're if you supposedly are a friend and you understand my situation and everything, I don't understand how you can make yourself look like the victim when you got other chicks on the side. You got a whole roster, and you got a baby mama at home with children that you deal with or whatever. You should act. It can't be that big of a deal that one person rejected you. And it wasn't like I said, oh, he's ugly or he's this and that. I just felt like I was just not in a position to be dealing with anybody at that time, emotionally, mentally, or physically. I was not, and I really was at a really low point. Like, I couldn't do it, and it just started going downhill from there. So yeah, that's it. Once I started talking to the rest of the group and stuff, I just noticed a switch, not just from him, but all of them. They all just started switching, except for Jordan. He just minded his business and everything. But yeah, that was it. You know, that's just for that part or whatever. It's just everything just switched. They all just turned on me, like it was crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this story. Yeah. I'm gonna finish dressing as a liquor, and then I'm gonna eat some food, and then I'm going to a bed because it's early in the morning. I think it's like, I don't even know what. Hold on. It's 5:33. Yes, 5:34 in the morning that I'm recording this for y'all. So you better appreciate it, or we're gonna be fighting. Fight me. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this story time or whatever. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, because that helps so much. I really would appreciate it. I know y'all got your own favorite content creators and stuff like that, but you know, I'm good. Give me a chance. Like, you know, I'm really good. You know, don't block your blessings. You know, missing out on good content creators, missing out on good YouTubers or whatever. So make sure you like, subscribe, and you can also check out my socials in my links down below. And pretty much that's really the end. So it'll be a part 3 coming soon, because yeah, it's a lot.